Kiwi.Animals.Elevator.Pitches, or the Channel Island fox, only lives on 6 of the 8 Channel Islands off the coast of Southern California. They are found nowhere else on Earth. Each island population is recognized as a unique subspecies, including the 3 largest islands, Santa Cruz, Santa Rosa, and San Miguel Islands. The other 3 islands which island foxes inhabited are San Nicolas, San Clemente, owned by the U.S. Navy, and Santa Catalina Island. The island fox is a descendant of the mainland gray fox. Older research on the island fox dates their presence on the northern Channel Islands to 10,400 to 16,000 years ago. Yet geologists believe the northern Channel Islands were never connected to the mainland. The most plausible and accepted theory of how the foxes got to the island is by rafting during the last ice age 10 to 20,000 years ago. Ocean levels were up to 400 feet lower than today. At this time, the water between the islands and mainland narrowed perhaps to just 4 or to 5 miles across. The northern islands became one large island we call Santa Rosa on debris propelled by storms and or currents. As the climate warmed and the ocean levels began to rise, Santa Rosa became the islands of Anacapa, Santa Cruz, Santa Rosa, and San Miguel. Due to the lack of a freshwater source, the foxes became locally extinct on Anacapa, but the other 3 islands had suitable habitat for foxes. Recent archaeological work, however, only dates the oldest island fox's fossil to about 6,000 years before present, which is several thousand years after native people populated the island. This raises the possibility that gray foxes were brought to the islands by humans and rapidly evolved into smaller, separate species after that. Later on, island foxes were brought to the southern Channel Islands by the Chumash people who considered the fox to be a sacred animal, a pet of the sun, and possibly a dream helper. The island Chumash preferred a fox dance and probably used their pelts for arrow quivers, capes, and headdresses. They likely traded with the neighboring Carbonero people. Once on the island, evolution did what it does best by selecting based off of environmental and ecological factors such as overcrowding, reduction in predators, food limitations, and genetic variations could contribute to the natural selection for smaller size. The island fox has similar markings to the gray fox. They have gray coloring on the back, rust coloring on the sides, and white underneath. The face has a distinctive black and white rufous color. They are considered the largest of the Channel Islands native mammals, but one of the smallest canids species in the world. The island fox is 1/3 smaller than its mainland ancestor, at 12 to 13 inches in height and 4 to 5 pounds, about the size of a house cat. Some individuals have been known to live up to 15 years. Unlike nocturnal gray foxes, which hunt exclusively at night to avoid predators, in contrast, island foxes have no natural predators, allowing them to be active during daylight hours, with peaks in the activity occurring at dusk and dawn. Usually, island foxes show signs of dominance or submission through facial expressions and body posture. They communicate by barking and sometimes growling. Their keen sense of smell plays an important role in marking of territory. Island foxes are known to scent mark their territories with urine and tend to concentrate scat, often conspicuously positioned on well-traveled paths. And larger islands, Santa Cruz, Santa Catalina, and San Clemente, also have perennial streams that support riparian vegetation and tree species. Foxes are found in most of these habitats on these islands, but they prefer shrubby or wooded areas such as chaparral, coastal scrub, and oak woodlands. Island foxes are generally monogamous and breed only once a year. year. Pairs are seen together frequently around January, and mating takes place in late February and early March. The gestation period is thought to be similar to gray foxes, which is around 52 days, and the pups are born from late April through early May. Island foxes give birth to their young in a simple den, which are usually not excavated by the fox itself. By 2 months of age, young spend most of the day outside of the den and will remain with their parents throughout the summer. Litter sizes range from 1 to as many as 5 pups, but 2 or 3 is considered average. Born in the protection of the den, pups are blind and helpless. With a short, dark birth, they emerge from their den at about 1 month of age, much furrier but still considerably darker than adults. They begin to resemble their parents by late summer. It is believed that the island fox pups undergo a period of extended parental care. As with most wild canids, males play an important role in rearing young. Some pups disperse away from their natal territories by winter, although others may stay on their natal territories until their second year. They play a vital role in the plant and animal communities, such as dispersing seeds from shrubs that are unique to the islands. This species of canids are very cat-like, complete with semi-retractable claws on Santa Cruz Island, where they are proficient tree climbers. The foxes at Scorpion Arcturiolor especially adapted for scaling up old fig trees nimbly, counterbalancing their way to the ripest, sweetest figs. Along with figs, their diets vary based upon food item diversity and individual islands. On Santa Rosa Island, where food diversity is high, deer, mice, Jerusalem crickets, beetles, and earwigs are preferred food. On other Channel Islands, diets include plants, items such as fruits from cactus, maltabra bushes, and sea figs, as well as insects and deer mice when they are present. Occasionally, foxes forage along the shoreline for crabs and other marine invertebrates. The climate of the Channel Islands is semi-arid, and rainfall amounts differ among islands. The average rainfall across all islands is less than 6 inches per year. The native island vegetation is mostly coastal scrub, but these habitats have been heavily modified by the effects of introducing grazing animals and other human impacts. The northern islands have significant areas dominated by non-native plant species such as the annual grasses and ice plants, whereas the southern islands have greater development impacts such as naval bases and the town of Avalon. Though foxes have always existed at low population size, 4 island fox subspecies underwent catastrophic declines in the 1990s on San Miguel, Santa Rosa, and Santa Cruz Islands at Channel Islands National Park, which came in the form of thousands of sheep and pigs were released on the islands during the ranching era, which was the mid-1800s to late 1970s, had become abundant on the islands and were already known for their devastating effect on native vegetation, ignored by the bald eagles, which fed heavily on fish. Additionally, they were indirectly affected by DDT, been illegally dumped by Monroe's Chemical Crop and other companies from 1940 to 1970, wreaking havoc on the pelagic food web. Keystone species like bald eagles that fed on fish, seabirds, and marine mammal carcasses went extinct locally on the island chain. Pesticides forced bald eagles to lay thin-shelled eggs that were crushed during incubation. Eventually, the bald eagles were absent on the northern chain from 1952 to 2002, thus opening the door for golden eagles. Pigs were the perfect meal for the golden eagles, however, which hunted land animals. As golden eagles began nesting on the island and their numbers increased, they also began hunting island foxes. Island foxes proved that they made easy prey because they evolved without predators and don't have the instinct to hide from eagles. Within a few years, Santa Cruz Island The resident fox population dropped from an estimated 2,000 individuals to less than 100 individuals. Just 15 foxes remained on each of the two neighboring islands. A consistent effort from 2002 to 2006, 12 bald eagles per year were released in Santa Cruz Island. 43 golden eagles were trapped and released back to the northeastern California. About 5,000 feral pigs were removed. It was the swiftest recovery of a terrestrial mammal in history. The Channel Islands National Park is a shining example of multiple agencies coming together to reach a common goal of returning the natural balance to one of the most unique ecosystems in the world. Today, the island foxes are thriving on Santa Cruz and Santa Rosa Islands. There are well over 2,000 foxes on each island. On smaller San Miguel Island, about 250 foxes enjoy that remote, wide-swept isle. Trend and annual survival are currently monitored and ensure the recovery continues into the future. Due to the success efforts, the IUCN Red List of endangered species now lists the island fox as near threat.